Hey, look at me. I'm cool. I've got a C8 order. Now it's canceled. Oh well, so much for that idea.
Hey, hello, and welcome to Road Odyssey. Hey, how are y'all doing today? Hope you're doing great. Please subscribe down below. Thank you very much. And today I just had a little chit-chat idea to explain what has happened to me for my C8 Corvette order. Now, I got a phone call this last Monday, not this Monday, which this is May 17th. And so the previous Monday I had a phone call. Hey, Bert, guess what? We canceled your C8 Corvette order. And so I said, why? They said, well, you know, the market's bad. Well, yeah, I do know that. Well, you know, there's not a lot of materials and supplies. Yeah, I know that, but why did you cancel the order? Well, you know, GM's having a hard time. Okay, why did you cancel my order? Well, you know, round and round and round we went. So I called up the general manager. Same thing. Could not give one good sentence with any specifics that said, here is the trigger for which we based our decision on. They kept it, or they kept themselves well insulated from any actual specific facts. Now, it doesn't really make me angry. It just means that they are incapable of giving really precise answers to somebody who likes precise answers. Now, for maybe most people, dealership did fine. They talked to me. Like I said, the general manager talked to him. Oddly enough, my salesperson, when I arrived, all of a sudden was sick and gone. But another salesperson showed up, so that was a little goofy. But here again, not knocking my original salesperson. I mean, he's been cool, really has. So it's just coincidental. So anyway, with all of this odd experience, and you know, a police pulls you over. Hey officer, what did I do? Well, you ran a red light. Or, hey, your brake light's out. Or, where's your license plate? You know, it's fairly definitive when somebody hands you a sheet of paper and says, this occurred, that you get a straight answer. So, it wasn't until I was out on the internet, got on YouTube, checking stuff out, saw Rick Conti, and if you haven't seen his channel, you might want to, review it from time to time. Rick Corvette Conti. Well, he did a video that pretty well explained why his dealership was having difficulty gaining allocations for already sold orders that were in the 1100 status. And so what I've done here is I've kind of written out the blueprint, the blueprint as to why I've been on this, Ferris wheel of events. And so here's kind of what I have spec'd out as, the qualifications for canceling a C8 Corvette order. So if you've had this happen to you, let me know if this sounds accurate. If you're in a dealership or something, just let me know if I'm perceiving these little qualifiers as being correct. So number one, the dealership has probably very few allocations in a historical sense. So my dealership never had any more than, say, between 6 and 8 allocations ever for Corvettes. And really, I'm kind of thinking they probably never even had that many. But we'll go with what they told me. Now, the second qualifier is I was in the 1100 status, and I had been sitting there forever, for at least 9 months, maybe almost 10 months. It was the first week of September of 2020 that I had my order. Now, so those are two things. Third thing is GM, just as we know from all the news, they are no longer accepting 2021 orders. You know, they're moving out into 2022s now. So GM's like, hey, dealerships, do what you want, but if you've got 1100 status orders, there's a extremely high probability they're worthless orders, and we're not going to deal with them, and we do not want to guarantee pricing from that far back. Well, that's kind of a smart business move from GM. It stinks for people like me, or maybe some of y'all, but it's business. The economy has changed. Supply and demand is crazy right now. So that's a fact. So that's number 3. Supply and demand is crazy, and GM is telling dealerships, you know, forget your 1100 orders. Or at least they're heavily implying that. So now, one more thing. Like I said, there is this huge supply and demand issue. So that means that manufacturers can only build so many of certain types of cars. There's pickup trucks, there's SUVs, all kinds of vehicles that are sitting out in parking lots that can't go anywhere because they're missing vital parts. I mean, a nut and a bolt might even be a vital part, but you know, there's aluminum, plastic, foams, chips, all kinds of things that are coming out of raw materials, and this whole stream of material and base products are in high demand. I mean, so everything is in high demand. All these different vehicles are in high demand. So, the qualifiers again are dealership has very few allocations. You're in a 1100 status, and GM has pretty much said, sorry, we're not taking these orders. So, and we're still in this supply and demand situation. So there you go. So that's all that. Now, another thing that I wanted to add to this that I think is important is, now let's say my dealership has 100 vehicles total it can sell. Now, out of all of those, maybe about 10 of those could be Corvettes, max, let's say. So dealerships are getting a fraction of what they normally are getting. And Rick Corvette Conti has gone all over this. He's done it a few times, but he's done it again recently. So he's mentioned this. So if you just say that they're getting a third of their Corvettes, and they've got maybe 10 possible, then they may get an allocation for 1.11 Corvette, you know, something like that. So I'm kind of using fuzzy math, but they're getting one and then a fraction of a Corvette. So, okay, so they're sitting on that allocation. Now, remember, like I said, that Corvette could go to a preferred customer that I wouldn't know about. So my dealership, the owner of the dealership has a very good friend, and there's chances that my order could have been bypassed for this dealership's friend. Don't know that, but, you know, in the game of life, things like that happen. And I'm not going to boo-hoo cry over it. So what? All right, so going on. So now, remember this. There's one and a fraction Corvette that might be available at my theoretical dealership. Now, the same is true. I'm out here in the country type of area. We're in Texas, and there are crap loads of pickup trucks out here. So pickup trucks, some of these are very hard to come by. If they have a business or a rancher, farmer, somebody needing a pickup truck, well, that's work related. That is, the tax base of our county, Texas, all this, it's business, pure business. Well, if they are needing one more truck, because they have so few available on their lot, and they're gone the second they come in. Well, what would prevent them from saying, you know what, GM, forget the Corvette allocation. We need a pickup truck. We need a Tahoe. We need a Yukon. We need something. Because we have a customer that has got to do catering. It's got to pull a trailer, So the dealership is going to make the best deal that they can as a mediator between a group of customers and GM. So they're going to say, look, instead of putting your time and effort into this 1.11 Corvette, that's all sport, that's all playing games, but we have a customer who has work to do. And if they don't get this truck, it could cripple their business. So let's not use this allocation for a Corvette. Instead, put your time, energy, and materials into making this pickup truck. So that's just one part of life's supposition that I'm going to make with this, all in conjunction with why I feel like my Corvette order was canceled. And so there could be many schemes back behind this. I mean, a dealership could keep my C8 order and actually get it, dropping me off the planet, going behind my back, selling my car as a used car, and either getting over MSRP or selling it to a used car dealership where that used car dealership says, I've got somebody who's going to pay 10, 20 grand over MSRP. When I sell this car, I'm going to give you a kickback. Or there may be some sort of black market thing going on. I have no idea, but I'm not a huge conspiracy theorist. So let's not go there, and let's just move on. Life is life. If I really want a Corvette that is just pristine, perfect to what my little brain wants, I'll start over with my order, and I'll go with a bigger dealership that has greater allocation power. So, and just hope that the future kind of opens up with more raw materials and supplies and, all that goodness. So that's it. I'm watching the timer on this camera, and it's over 13 minutes already. I hope y'all didn't mind, but I just kind of wanted to go through this. So, gee whiz, I really appreciate y'all sticking around for this little chit chat. And I guess just have a fantastic day. And just like me, try not to freak out. I'm done. I bought a Corvette. I'm okay. And so life goes on. And so with that, y'all and myself, relax, take it easy, and I will see you later. Bye.